Hi, this is David. Welcome to Part 2, Topic 5, Dow, Chapter 3 from the book Measuring Market Risk. And Chapter 3 is called Estimating Market Risk Measures and is primarily concerned with value at risk, expected shortfall, and really it's an argument in favor of coherent risk measures. So we'll look at that shortly. The associated workbook is T5.32.3, Dowd Measures 32, because this is reading 32 in the Part 2 FRM. And then within that workbook, several worksheets. The first two I have tagged as highly relevant. And that's under a historical simulation approach, both value at risk and expected shortfall. And then medium relevance, I have expected shortfall illustrated for the normal distribution. So that would be a parametric as opposed to historical sim. And in that standard shortfall, notice is a area to the right of 2 point. And so now we look at the Orion, for example, VAR, the loss is going to be positive. And so that gets a similar of the shortfall. 1,000 past trading is irrelevant, arguing that expected short general risk measure specifically why this. Arguably, there are some practical consequences to a lack of subadditivity, some awkward outcomes. So we've got a definition of coherent risk measure in terms of the four criteria, and also we've got a measure, a general risk measure that if we meet three conditions in the workbook, the problem with it is now it means to it can plot of quantity of data observed against a normal distribution or wherever. So for Chapter 4, is a focus on non-parametric approaches, starting with describe the bootstrap historical simulation approach to estimating coherent risk measures. And so the idea here is we start with a data set of indexed returns. So again, think of this portfolio. So maybe on that historical data. And again, we do that in these indexed returns, the estimation. That is including age weight of these weight volatility. So we have a priority losses in the data set. Correlation does not imply independent set of non-functions here. Then we have Gauss relative. And then for variable y separately, we have an example of that univariate marginal distribution. Then given a correlation input, the copula function works in the background, comes back to us and produces a joint or bivariate cumulative distribution function. See, the copula was the glue that glued together our marginals and produced for us a joint distribution function. In this case, if we think of these as probability of default, if we have one bond with a probability of default of 5%, and another bond with a probability of 5%, and then some correlation assumption,